literally trying to calm myself down after, I don't even know what time it is. I have been at the pharmacy for probably an hour and a half. And while I was sitting there, all I could think about was how I was going to use this experience to empower other people. And so that is what I'm doing. I'm about to tell you what happened. And also, I'm going to tell you how to navigate this kind of situation. Because, and if you're watching this and you know someone who is either parenting someone with chronic illness, or is a caregiver, or they themselves have chronic illness, and there are some major needs as far as like prescriptions or testing or whatever, then I hope you'll share this with them, because this is something that I have learned over, how long have we been dealing with things like this? Well, I got diagnosed when I was 26, and I'm going to be 41 on Friday. Do the math. What is that? 15 years. So for 15 years, I have been learning to navigate health insurance. And we've had several different types of plans over the years. I will say that if you're on military insurance, or if you're on like a government, like Medicaid or something like that, I don't know if this process works. I don't have any familiarity with that. But if you own a business or work for a company and have private insurance, then this is for you, because that's what we have with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Texas. And this is what happened. My son told me late last night, hey mom, I'm almost out of insulin. I need insulin like soon. And for those of you who don't know, my youngest son is 16. He has type 1 diabetes. He was diagnosed when he was 2. And type 1 diabetes is not a disease that can be controlled with nutrition. So I've had so many kind people reach out and say, oh, we have this product, or if you ate fewer carbs or whatever. Let me educate you on type 1. Type 1 diabetes is an illness where your body basically, I'm just gonna shrink it down, attacks your pancreas, your beta cells stop producing insulin completely. There's none in your body. And so you rely on insulin. Man, synthetic, here it is in this bag. This is his insulin. This is like his life support, y'all. This is my son's life support. And this is why I was freaking out, and that's why I'm making this video. Because insulin is not, it's not a luxury, okay? But if you look at this price tag and what I'm about to tell you, you'll think it's a luxury, and it shouldn't be that way. Okay, I'm gonna help you in this video. I'm not gonna rant. So, okay, so insulin, you have to have it. There are different types of diabetes, and some can be managed, controlled, reversed with nutrition. Type 1 is not one of them, because the body does not produce any. And if your body does not have insulin, you die very quickly. But, I mean, I'm talking quickly. You cannot live without insulin. So, I came to the pharmacy today to get his refill, and I had called, I always call before, and I'm like, okay, we need to get this ready, blah, blah, whatever. So I got the text from CVS Pharmacy, and I thought, because I didn't read the text, I just saw the text, and I thought it said it was ready, so I'm like, oh, I'm going to pick it up. And so I get here, and I'm like, hey, our prescription's ready, and they say, no, it's not, your insurance isn't going to cover it because it's too soon for you to fill it. And I said, well, my son's going to be out of insulin in an hour, like 2 hours maybe. And they were like, okay, we'll see if we can do an emergency override. Well, I guess apparently, I don't remember this, we've used our emergency override already this year, and the insurance company will allow you one, so they say. And they were like, so you can pay cash. Well, I didn't even ask what the cash price was, because I knew that that was not an option. Because if you've seen anything in the news about the cash prices of insulin, they're outrageous. So, like it says it on here, $2,045.99. Oh, sure, just let me swipe my debit card real quick. No. So, so I was like, okay, well, let me call the doctor. Let me call my insurance. I don't know what, but I'm not paying cash for that. And my son's gonna have it because this is what he needs to stay alive. So, call the insurance. This is the part where I'm teaching you. If you go to the pharmacy, you need to pick something up, or you call a testing facility, you need to have a test, and you're like, we're sorry, your insurance isn't going to cover it. Baloney. You're paying for the insurance. They're going to cover it. You just have to figure out what they need from you so that they will do it. And it takes a little bit of a fight sometimes. Thank goodness I'm a fighting kind of mama. So I said, I called my insurance and I talked to someone and they told me the same thing the pharmacy said. They said, you've already used your emergency thing for this year, whatever. And I said, okay, I understand that. This is a 16-year-old, stuff happens, it gets hot, it gets dropped. It, you know, I'm not saying he's irresponsible. Hey, Jennifer, I'm talking about pharmacies and insurance and overrides and all of that kind of stuff. Because I feel like there are people out there who might need this information. Let me know if you're one of them, if you have any questions about insurance or arguing with people. But, so anyways, the lady told me that, and I said, I understand that we've already used our one emergency override. Do you understand this is a teenager and things happen? You know, what happened was he had opened the refrigerator, and we have remedied this now, but he opened the refrigerator and a vial dropped, and I didn't remember this or think that we were going to run out because he's pretty moderate with his use of insulin. It changes every day. Anyways, but a vial broke. So we are too soon trying to fill it, but still, he needs this. So I told the lady, I said, okay, well, we're either gonna figure out how we're gonna get this insulin covered with an override or something, or we're going to the emergency room because, like, he's got to have insulin, and how else are we supposed to get it? So then she transfers me to the resolution specialist, which I'm not sure I've ever been transferred to that department before, but I'm like, okay, fine, whatever needs to happen. Oh shoot, is my phone gonna die? I'm gonna plug it in, y'all. So you can call your insurance. You can get an emergency override, okay? And I guess it depends on your plan and your coverage and all of that kind of stuff, but there's such a thing as an emergency override exists. So like, if something breaks, if it gets lost, if you're on vacation, and you know, I don't know, there's different types of overrides that the insurance companies have. So you get that. Then secondly, if they're saying you've already used that, ask to speak to a resolution specialist, apparently, because they can figure it out. So talked to the resolution specialist, told them what was going on, and said, you know, my son's gonna be out in an hour, like, we need this stuff. And they were like, okay, I don't know what they did in their system, but they put in some kind of code. Then they called the pharmacy. I'm doing all of this calling and holding and getting transferred to the different departments while I'm sitting in the pharmacy, because I know I can't leave without my son's insulin, and I'm not spending $2,045 on it. So they call the pharmacy while I'm on hold with them and make sure that what they did with the override went through. So the pharmacist is like, hey, it worked. They're super busy. Pharmacies are always so busy, so they're super busy, but she answered the phone, said it worked, and I was like, okay, great. So they got here's my son's insulin. I gotta get it home before it gets hot. I got the air conditioner on it. I called my husband and I was like, what in the heck? I said, what would you do? Like, if you were here, I always handle this stuff. And not that he can't handle it, but I've been dealing with it for so long because he used to be out of town all the time, that I said, what would you have done? And he was like, I don't know. I don't know. I guess I would have paid cash. And I'm like, no, that's not the right answer. So that's why I decided to make this video, because I think that there are people who would either pay cash or like go have a panic attack or leave the pharmacy crying, or so many other things. When if you're paying for private insurance, then sometimes you just have to fight them. Like, I don't know why, and I don't feel like it should be that way. And I'm not very political, but I'm paying more and more attention to people that we're electing, because this kind of stuff needs to get resolved. So anyways, it's not a political post. This is just a video to empower you. If you need a test, if you need a medication, if you need something that your insurance is saying that they're not going to cover, figure out what they need from you so that they will. Because I guarantee you, I've done this for MRIs and specialist appointments and surgeries and prescriptions and so many different things, and so many times it's a prior authorization, it's a letter from a doctor, it's jumping through hoops because of step therapy, it's getting an override, talking to a resolution specialist. It takes a lot of time. It's so frustrating, but it's worth it because my son's gonna stay alive. Okay, I love y'all. I hope you'll share this with people who need this information, because I know they're out there, and I will will talk to you again really soon. Bye.